Religious leaders and prophets from across Africa are stepping forward to show their unprecedented support for Captain Ibrahim Traoré, declaring boldly that Traoré will not fall. This spiritual mobilization comes amid rising tensions between Burkina Faso and Western powers, creating what some analysts are calling a spiritual and geopolitical showdown that could define the future of West African sovereignty. In recent days, prominent African spiritual figures, including Zimbabwe's prophet Webert and Ghana's prophet Elijah Kofi, have issued stark warnings about the fate of Burkina Faso's young president. Their unified message resonates across denominational lines. Do not return to ECOWAS. It is a trap that could cost you your life. According to these prophetic voices, spiritual visions have revealed alleged plans by Western powers, particularly France and the United States, to either arrest or assassinate President Traoré. One preacher stated plainly in a widely circulated video, "They have tried to kill him already, and now they are planning more." The prophets claim that France is playing a lead role in what they describe as a conspiracy, while the United States is allegedly taking a more calculated strategic position, possibly cloaked under business interests. Côte d'Ivoire, where Traoré's predecessor currently lives in exile, is mentioned as a potential staging ground for operations against the Burkinabe leader. If not for God, the president would have been dead already. Every failed assassination attempt was blocked by divine intervention, declared one spiritual leader in a message that has since gone viral across West African social media platforms. The spiritual community insists there exists a powerful covenant between Traoré and his soldiers, one that renders them unbribable and fiercely loyal. This loyalty, they claim, has been the shield keeping the president alive amid multiple alleged threats. "I don't know what covenant this man has entered into with his bodyguards, with his army, and with his soldiers," said one prophet. "They are the people that keep him alive, and they are not the kind of people that can be bribed." But why has President Traoré become such a high-value target on the geopolitical stage? Since rising to power, he has deliberately broken away from traditional Western alliances, instead turning toward Russia, Turkey, and other emerging global powers in what analysts call a strategic multipolar move, an effort to break free from the influence of former colonial powers and establish truly sovereign partnerships. Traoré has taken firm steps to reclaim Burkina Faso's natural resources, from controlling the nation's gold reserves to strengthening local defense systems and pushing for food independence. His policies are viewed by supporters as revolutionary and empowering, reflecting a new vision for African leadership. These are not just policies, one spiritual leader emphasized. These are acts of civilizational self-respect. He's saying, "We will no longer be bled dry by the West." This fierce independence has allegedly provoked powerful enemies. Reports claim that Saudi Arabia once offered to build thousands of mosques in Burkina Faso, and despite being Muslim himself, Traoré declined the offer, stating that this was not what his people needed at this time, a move praised as both wise and patriotic, placing national development above religious influence. The most urgent spiritual warning concerns ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States. According to prophetic insights shared across multiple platforms, if Traoré returns to ECOWAS, he will expose himself to enemies lying in wait. If he rejoins ECOWAS, they will kill him, warned one prophet. It's not just political, it's spiritual warfare. Several prophets have drawn historical parallels to previous African leaders who stood against foreign interests, including Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso's revolutionary leader assassinated in 1987, and Libya's Muammar Gaddafi. They did the same thing to Kwame Nkrumah. They did the same thing to Thomas Sankara. They did the same thing to Gaddafi. They have been doing it over and over again, but this time they will not succeed, declared one spiritual leader. The prophetic messages contain specific warnings about alleged Western operations, the evil people planning to invade Burkina Faso and arrest Ibrahim Traoré to gain access to the resources of the land, the gold, the oil, and other natural resources. The land of Africa has rejected them. Any agents they send will be arrested by Burkinabe forces. One prophet went so far as to predict, "You will see it and hear it in the news that foreign operatives have been arrested in Burkina Faso, but war will not break out there like it did in Libya." Pope Francis, who has called for a global peace summit scheduled for April 27th in Rome, has reportedly requested special prayers for Burkina Faso, according to sources close to the Vatican. The summit aims to address multiple global conflicts, with West African stability mentioned as a priority concern. Public reaction in Burkina Faso and across West Africa has been deeply emotional. Supporters of Traoré have flooded social media with prayers and messages of solidarity. Many see him as a new Sankara, a bold young leader resisting foreign domination and charting an independent course for his nation. International observers remain divided. Some dismiss the prophet's claims as conspiracy theories driven by emotion and religious fervor, but others, especially those familiar with historical patterns in Africa, are taking a more cautious stance. Security experts express concern about the growing tension between Burkina Faso and Western powers, particularly after French troops were expelled from the country and Russian advisors welcomed in. The geopolitical dynamics have shifted significantly, with some warning that the situation could escalate into a regional crisis if pressure continues to mount. One striking element in this unfolding saga is the role of religion, not as a divider, but as a unifier. Despite Traoré being Muslim, many Christian prophets are calling on all Africans, regardless of faith, to pray for his safety. He is a brother, one pastor said, and he is doing what no one else dared to do. So the question remains, is Captain Ibrahim Traoré standing on divine ground or walking straight into a deadly trap? As spiritual leaders rally behind him and Western powers stand accused of plotting his downfall, Burkina Faso once again finds itself at the center of Africa's long fight for true independence. U.S. officials have categorically denied any plans to interfere in Burkina Faso's internal affairs, with a State Department spokesperson calling the allegations completely unfounded. The French Foreign Ministry has similarly rejected what it termed dangerous conspiracy theories designed to inflame tensions. The Vatican has confirmed that Pope Francis will include West African stability in the agenda for the upcoming Global Peace Summit, where world leaders including U.S. President Joe Biden, French President Emmanuel Macron, and UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres are expected to attend. Whether this unprecedented gathering can address the deep geopolitical divides currently threatening regional stability remains to be seen.